Hello everyone. I hope you are all doing well. Today we are going to learn about the dust testing in case of chilies. There are a lot of types of chili. Hot pepper. Sweet pepper that is also called as bell pepper, and paprika, which is very famous these days, and nothing but green chili and all. So today let's learn about this dust testing phenomena, especially in connection with chilies. So, what is the materials required for dust testing? If it is an open pollinated variety, we need 15 gram of seed, and whereas in case of hybrids and parents, we need 10 grams of seed per every plant. And then germination percentage, our required germination percentage is 85%, and moisture content it should be less than 8%, and physical purity you have to ensure to be 98%, more than 98% all the time. Then the test plot design. So the bed size it should be 4.5 by 3.6 meters. Then number of rows it can be 4. Row length should be 4.5 meters. Row to row distance it should be 90 centimeters and plant to plant 45 centimeters. That we call it as spacing. Then number of replications should be 3. And in this plot, how many plants we are expecting is somewhere around 120. Then stages of recording observations on specific characteristics. So you need to look for these characters at a particular point of time throughout this growth period. So here a few things are listed. Cotyledons completely unfolded to true leaf stage, true leaf stage, and then active vegetative stage. Appearance of flowers on the 50% of the plants, that is called as days to 50% flowering, and the first fruit attaining harvest maturity, and then first fruit attaining physiological maturity. You find the difference between these two: harvest maturity and physiological maturity. Harvest maturity is nothing but when we completely harvest it. Physiological maturity is that 60 to 70% of the crop is all ready to get harvested. Then full maturity, approximately all the flower fruits are shrunken red, and then finally yellow. Then characteristics which are used for grouping this capsicum annum. So based on the habitat, and then flower or fruit orientation, fruit bearing habit, then fruit color at mature green fruit stage on the plants, and then fruit shape in a longitudinal section, and fruit color at the ripe fruit stage on the plants, and then fruit shape at the base and fruit shape at the apex. So these are few characteristics which can be used for grouping this capsicum annum into different subgroups. Then if you look for a dust testing manual, you'll find like this a table of characteristics. So let's take an example of second character, that is plant habit. So we have three states here: spreading type, semi-upright, and upright. So these are given some kind of scores: 3, 5, 7. That is, and then we have some examples as well. If you look for a spreading type, that is Kashi Anmol, semi-upright type, Pant C1, and upright type Arka Lohit. So when we have to observe for these plant habit is 50 days of the sowing. Then you have to assess type of assessment, and similarly it applies for remaining characters as well. So I have told about the plant habit here. So if you look for the first picture, that is a spreading type. It is spreading across the uh, substratum of the earth's surface. Then semi-spreading type, it is concentrated a little than the spreading type. Then erect type, the third one, it is straight upright. So in this way we can categorize the chilies. And similarly, there are other characters like anthocyane coloration of the nodes, which is if it is absent or present. So in this way, there are more number of characters which need to be assessed all the time to say it particularly. It is a differentiating for one character, so that we have to identify it as a variety. So that is the basic phenomena of DUS. Then intensity of pubescence. This is one more character for grouping. So the first picture, if you look for, it is sparse hairs. Pubescence is nothing but hairy nature. So sparse hairs. The second one, medium in the sense a little more in intensity of the hairs or pubescence, and strong. So this category is having uh, profuse hairing, something like that. Then leaf color. It may be green, it may be purple, green with purple tinge, purple with green tinge. So a number of things you can expect out. So that's all we uh, call for the diversity. Then leaf shape. So there are again, if you look for leaf shape, lanceolate, which is the most commonly observed chili type. If you look in the fields, so the first type is most observed. Then there are other types as well. The second one is ovate, and the third one is broad elliptical. Then anther color. So we look for n number of characters to differentiate between one from the others, so that we assure it and we make it unique from rest of them. That's how dust testing works. Then you look for a flower or fruit orientation here. Drooping. It is completely directed downwards without any support or something like that. Same here drooping. It is little erect. If you observe the third one, it is completely erect. It is protruding out, something like that. So in this way also we can differentiate the orientation and classify them into subclasses. Then you see the fruit curvature. Some chilies are almost straight. They are just like that. And some are having some curves or bends. So in this way also we can differentiate or classify the chilies. The fruit shape in longitudinal section. If you cut it longitudinally, you can observe obovate, circular, quadrate, square, rectangular, trapezoidal, moderately triangular, narrowly triangular, and horn-shaped. Then fruit curvature intensity. Some are very deeply, highly curved. Some are having medium curvature, and some are having low curvature. In this way, also we can classify them. Then pericarp sinuation. So if you observe this, some kind of curvature or a rough kind of texture or undulations are present on the fruit structure. That's pericarp. That is the outermost layer of the fruit. So on basis of that also we can categorize them into weak, medium, and strong. Then fruit shape in cross section. If you cut it in the cross section horizontally, so how did it look like? If it is wrong, slightly corrugated, strongly corrugated. So this is how we are going to classify them. Then if you see the fruit neck at the basal end, so basal end, how it is absent and present. So you look, there is a neck-like thing in the second picture. Then fruit shape at the base, you see acute, it's pointed, round, and sunken. So this is how you differentiate them. Then fruit shape at the apex. You see the first one is acute, the second one is blunt, the third one is depressed, and the fourth one is depressed as well as acute. So in this way you can classify. Then calyx margin. So it is the first one is showing the smooth, the second one is showing dented. So this is how. So you see here, it's having smooth. You see this one, it's like teeth, dented, right? Then the calyx constriction. So it's separating them. So in this, the first one is not doing as expected. The second one, you can have some constriction there. See this constriction, right? Then fruit blossom and appendage. So blossom and appendage. Here it's absent. Here we have. Then where we have dust centers. So nodal dust center is located at Indian Institute of Horticulture Research, which is at Bangalore, and co-nodal dust center is located at IIR in New Delhi. And the status of applications of chili bell pepper 2017. So how many are there? So for chili we have 7 private, 29 farmer listings, and individual breeder mode. Then bell pepper we have 4 from the farmer side.